Hello student, today in this video lesson we will discuss simple past tense and past continuous tense. Start with simple past tense. Simple past tense describe an action that occurred and was completed at a particular time in the past. Example, I went to the park. She played a match last week. In both the sentence, the action started in the past and finished in the past. So we use simple past tense. The structure of simple past tense. In simple past tense, in affirmative sentences, we use subject, after subject, second form of the verb, and after that object. For example, she read a book yesterday. In negative sentence, first we write subject, after subject did not, after did not we use first form of the verb and object. This is the most important point. In negative sentence, we use first form of the verb. For example, she did not read a book. In interrogative sentence, we use did in the starting, after did subject, after subject first form of the verb and object. For example, did she read a book? I told you, in simple past tense, in affirmative sentence, we use second form of the verb. And on the basis of verb, there are two types of verbs in past tense. First, regular verb. Second, irregular verb. Regular verb are the verbs which are form D or ED in the present form of verb. For example, play, played. When we add ed in play, then it becomes past form played. But in irregular verb, the form are different. For example, go, went. More example of irregular verbs are buy, bought, come, came, do, did, fly, flew, get, got, go, went. There are so many irregular verbs and it is compulsory for you to memorize these verbs. Without memorizing these verbs, you can't understand the past tense. The use of past tense. Past tense is used to express an action completed in definite past. For example, we went to market yesterday. There is a definite time, yesterday. When we went to market yesterday. Second, to express a habit in the past. We also use simple past tense to express a habit in the past. For example, when I was in Chennai, I always got up at 5 o'clock. It was my habit. When I was in Chennai, I always got up at 5 o'clock. Third, simple past tense is also used to express an action which continued for some time in the past. For example, I stayed in England for 5 years. It means the action of staying in England only continued for 5 years. In subdivision of past tense is past continuous tense. The past continuous tense is formed using was verb plus present participle form of the verb, which is also called the ing form of the verb. We add ing in the first form of verb. Structure of past continuous tense. In past continuous tense, in affirmative sentence, we write subject, after subject was and were, after that ing form of verb. For example, I was sleeping. We use was with I and singular subject and were with you and plural subject. For example, if I say we, then we will use were. We were sleeping. In negative sentence, first subject, after the subject was, were and not, then ing form of the verb. Example, I was not sleeping. In interrogative sentence, before we write was and were, after that subject, after subject ing form of the verb. For example, was I sleeping? If I change the subject in they, then we will use were they sleeping and we will put a question mark in the last. The uses of past continuous tense. Past continuous tense is used to express an action that was going at some point of time in the past. For example, teacher was teaching when I came in. When I came, what the teacher was doing? The teacher was teaching. The action was continue in the past. Second, to express two or more actions happening simultaneously in the past means happening at the same time. For example, she was doing her homework while her brother was playing a computer game. Both the works were happening at the same time. So we use past continuous tense. I hope you will understand the simple past tense and past continuous tense. If you want to understand the simple past tense more clearly, then first learn all the verbs, all the important verbs and their past form.